LoreWarrior Armour. Condor Heavy Hover Tank. Overview. The Condor is one of the few heavy hover tanks available. Although expensive to buy and to maintain, this immense hovercraft is capable of moving as fast as the speediest mech. Despite the cost, the Condor is used by armies throughout the Inner Sphere. Many standing armies use the Condor as a main attack vehicle for reserve and garrison units. Amazing speed and formidable weaponry make this heavy hover tank an excellent combat machine. Capabilities. With a flanking speed of 119 kph and a cruising speed of 76, the Condor is fast, even for a hover vehicle. Most commanders exploit the speed in combat situations. Although equipped with fairly heavy weaponry, the Condor usually moves while firing rather than standing and fighting like tracked or wheeled vehicles of a similar size. Red Devil Industries acquired the Defiance B3M medium lasers for the Condor in a unique manner. Defiance initially refused their request for a license to manufacture the B3M, offering instead to supply them with B3Ms at the going market rate. To avoid paying full price for the weapons, or engaging in a costly R&D effort to design a new laser, Red Devil decided to offer a bounty for used or slightly damaged lasers, which they then overhauled and mounted in the Condors. The bounty program had one unexpected side effect. Mechs and vehicles known to be armed with the B3M, such as a Zeus, began to draw more than their fair share of attacks during battles and, consequently, suffered more damage. Among troopers, the machines soon acquired the reputation of being death traps. Alarmed that this would reflect on their own good name, Defiance finally relented and allowed Red Devil to manufacture the B3M under license. The procurement of the Condor's secondary weaponry proceeded along more traditional lines. The Whirlwind autocannon was added as a long-range weapon system. The Surefire minigun is mounted as an anti-personnel weapon, and both systems have proven to be effective and reliable. Combat history. One of the most impressive uses of Condors occurred in 2978 during the Steiner counteroffensive on Lorek. The 3rd Battalion of the 34th Provisional Dixie Armoured Regiment was assigned to support the advance of the 12 Star Guards. The Star Guards' mission was to break through the Marek forces guarding Diggers Pass in order to relieve elements of the Eridani Light Horse, who had dropped into the Marek rear area. For 4 months the Marek forces held the pass, repulsing all assault. When the Steiner forces finally managed to achieve a narrow breakthrough, the 3rd Battalion sped forward in their Condors. The 3rd Battalion advanced 10 kilometers before meeting resistance from Marek reserve units. The Marek forces were dug in behind the Durin River and had just completed destroying its only bridge. Not fordable by mechs, the Durin was to serve as the Marek forces' final line of defense. After speeding across the surface of the swiftly flowing river, the Condors engaged and destroyed the still unorganized Marek forces, but found themselves cut off from the rest of the Steiner army by the river. Instead of withdrawing back to the lines, the commander of the 3rd decided to establish a bridgehead on his side of the river, while engineers constructed a new bridge. The Marek forces counterattacked continuously, which put the engineers under the constant constraint of air and artillery bombardment. In the end, however, the 3rd Battalion used the Condor's high speed to quickly concentrate and crush any attack on the bridgehead. By the end of 3 days, the Steiner engineers had succeeded in putting up a bridge heavy enough so that the mechs of the 12 Star Guards could advance across to relieve the Eridani Light Horse. Variants. Many variants of the Condor are available. The main reason for modifying the vehicle is usually because so many commanders find the tank too lightly armed and armoured for its size. House Davian troops usually strip out the lasers, heat sinks and power amplifiers in order to add another autocannon and more ammo and armour. This modification gives the Condor a better chance of surviving a direct hit by a heavy weapon, as well as better overall firepower. House Lau versions, on the other hand, replace the machine gun and flamers with more lasers, more heat sinks and power amplifiers. The Lau commanders prefer to arm the vehicle with a large number of similar weapons because it simplifies the fighting techniques. Notable vehicles and crew: Michael Dobson, Michelle Dobson, Jonathan Dobson, and Dyson Dobson. The Dobson family owns and operates one of the Condors that was with the 3rd Battalion in the battle for Lorek. According to Michael, the father, it was our love that held us and our tank together. What a saccharine load of shit that line is. Fucking Dobson, sounds like they're all inbred. Anyway, 50 tons is what they say when it's a heavy tank. It's a little bit weird with tanks. what's considered a heavy in tanks is a medium in mechs, but, you know, it's once you get past that. So it's a 50-tonner, obviously it's a hover. It has a Jones 165 power plant with Star Slab 9.5 Mark II armor, with 2 medium lasers, 1 Surefire minigun, and 1 GM Whirlwind autocannon, manufactured by Red Devil Industries, with a Tharhes KR-A PCOM, and targeting and tracking systems provided by Tharhes Mars 1. Yes. Moves 8, flanks 12, with an ICE engine. Let's see, it has 6 internal heatsinks, total 96 armor, 30 on the front, 15 on each side, 14 on the back, and 22 on the turret. It's not a bad little hover tank for what it is. Battletech hover vehicles always have that rule of cool 80s look. They might not make a lot of sense aesthetically, but they definitely look cool and fit the universe quite well. It's not a tank I admit to have really looked at using on Table Tech for streams, but I might throw a couple in now looking at it. It's not too bad. It's only an AC5, so it's not the most deadly. But, yeah. Could be useful, could be different. Just don't have any models for the things. That's the problem. I mean, models in real life are easy to get hold of, but getting 3D models for the Table Tech, difficult stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening everyone, have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.